Hello everybody, son Adelaja here, coming back to you on reconstructing Nigeria and Nigerians. Before we could move forward as a nation and become developed and civilized, we must reconstruct Nigerians and their mindset in the area of miracles. Miracles don't develop nations, and that's what I'm talking about today. Nations are not developed by miracles. And until we change that mindset that God will help us, only God can do this, can do that, nothing will ever work out. We have a minister that is supposed to be in charge of power. Recently, they just put him there. And he said we should go and pray that God will help us with the power. Well, I wonder if Americans prayed to get their electricity, or South Africans, or Japanese, or Chinese or Russians. We just need to face reality and begin to work rather than just hope for some miracles from somewhere. That's why I wrote a book that is here, What Miracles Will Not Do for You. Nigeria must come to the realization that miracles, God will not come to the earth to do for us things that He already told us to do by ourselves. What we are supposed to do for ourselves, God will not do for us. And what God has already done for us, He will not begin to do it for us again. So this is an illusion, a fallacy that our people are living in, and then our churches and mosques are not helping matters as well. They are preaching miracles, only God can do this and that. And I remember when the government, the vice president just came in, he was gathering all these bishops to pray in the national stadium, you know, for the Nigeria economy to grow or to be better. But after their prayers, everything got worse because these things are not done by prayers. Nations are not developed by prayers. Nations are not developed by prayers. And, you know, if you look at Europe, they were developed because of the teachings that were coming from the churches, from the Protestant churches, totally different from the teachings that are coming from our churches today. They thought that it is labor, dignity of labor, hard work that develops nation. But right now, what we are hearing from our people is that God will, you know, only God can help Nigeria. Only God can, you know, grow Nigeria. Only God can resolve our problems. Well, it's a lie. We must learn that, you know, when it comes to economy, when it comes to real life, you have to have more faith in your efforts. You have to have more faith in your ability than in God when it comes to national development and growth. You need to, you know, pay attention to what you can do. You need to have faith in yourself, faith in the country, faith in your people, more than faith in God. Now, you can still have faith in God, but that doesn't grow nations. That doesn't develop nations. If you have faith in yourself, that's only. If you have faith in God, that's only to help you to have faith in yourself. If you have faith in God, that's only supposed to help you to have faith in your people. If you have faith in God, that's supposed to only translate to faith in your country. So faith in God is supposed to empower you and help you to be able to have faith in yourself. Faith in God must translate to faith in self. Faith in God must translate to faith in the nation. Faith in God must translate to faith in the people. So faith in God is to help you to have faith in yourself. But when it comes to developing a nation, it is only through having faith in yourself, in your nation, in your people. So as long as we are waiting for miracles to come that God can help us, only God can do this, it's a myth. Only God can save Nigeria. It's a myth. And, you know, we need to change that mindset. And this is one of the major changes that has to come to Nigeria and Nigerians if we are serious about, you know, getting and catching up with the rest of the world. We need practical solutions, not prayer and fasting. For prayer and fasting is just an excuse not to work, an excuse not to be diligent, an excuse not to, you know, go and do secular job and to intervene in the course of the economy. But we're waiting for God to help us do everything as if, you know, God is the one who put us there in the first place. If you look at the Bible, you will see that the Bible doesn't support this, because when the children of Israel were in the wilderness, yes, God provided for them, they did miracles, but as long as they enter into their promised land, even though He had promised them that their land would be flowing with milk and honey, He still didn't supply the milk and honey for them. He told them they have to work for that milk. They have to work for that honey. They have to build their dams. They have to, cultivate their ground. They have to learn the technology of how to do the milk and how to do the honey. They've got to work, and it is according to how much they work that they enjoy development. So development would not come to our countries and Nigeria by miracles. It will not come by magic. It will not even come by prayers or fasting. It will only come by getting our hands dirty. If we really want development, we must get our hands dirty. We must work hard, just like every other nation, have done. Every other developed country that we know today, they worked hard to get to where they are. They didn't get them by miracles. They didn't, the European countries didn't get their development by miracles. They got their hands dirty. They didn't get it by, just demeaning themselves and just to have faith in God alone. They also passed through this. They made that mistake in the Dark Ages. They were believing in God, that God would bless them, develop them, and Jesus is coming, the world is coming to an end. They were in darkness. Their situation was worse than in our Africa. So just like now, we are in Africa now. But when they got all those superstitions behind them, and they got to work, and they began to work hard, and they began to embrace other value systems like the dignity of labor, hard work, and productivity, then the continent began to grow. You can go and study history. History will tell you that there is no country and no nation has ever grown as a result of prayers. Development always comes through hard work and through certain principles that we have been talking about on this program. And if you, not just Europe, if you see that the descendants of Europeans, they went to America, they used the same principles of hard work and principles of diligence and and all these other principles that we've been talking about to develop the American continent. Same thing in Australia. The same thing in Japan. Everywhere where you see people developing, and even look at China today, if you see them developing, it's because they work hard for it. Not just our churches, but in our mosque as well, must change. And the people coming to the mosques or to the church must be taught about the value of diligence, the value of hard work, the value and honor the honor in work, the honor in labor, the dignity of labor, about the importance of working and getting joy and satisfaction from the works of your hand, the importance of diligence in daily activities, the importance of productivity, the importance of honesty in labor, honesty in the process of production, the fact that people must eat from their sweat and bros, that these are the people that God blesses. But if you are just going to say, no, people just blesses you, God blesses you if you come to church, if you come to our church, the bishop will pray for you, then we are encouraging fraud. We are encouraging fraudsters, and that is what is giving birth to all the vices that we have in the society. We must teach people that hard work is not a curse, but rather a duplication and replication of God's nature. And, and that when we work hard, that we are becoming co-workers with God. And then the work is also a way of discovering who we are and multiplying ourselves. And these are the kind of teachings that will bring development, growth, and industry to our country. But the kind of teachings that are going on right there, the miracles left, right, and center, and you just have to pray, you just have to go to meetings and prayer meetings, you don't go to church. Well, those things are just going to run our country down. And that is why we are where we are right now. Even if you look in Europe, you will see that some countries are more developed than the others. And the reason is because the countries that are more developed are the Protestant countries where they were teaching these principles. Later on, the Catholic nations also caught up with them, but they are not so developed because they were not teaching it initially. They were not teaching principles. They were just teaching mysticism. So that's why the countries up till now, those countries that are not teaching that, they are not as developed. So this is a lesson that we must all learn. If indeed we want our economy to grow, then we must pay attention to how and what we teach people about development and about work, about the attitude to life and about attitude to work. Countries don't get developed by miracles, especially in Nigeria. And of course in all the African countries. If we want speedy growth and development, the messages that are being taught from our pulpits, from our churches, must change. And we must begin to tell the people the truth, that God helps those who help themselves, and that if you don't work, you will not eat. And that, God is working himself up to now. And if God is working, you must work. And that work is not just spiritual work. And that work is mental, work is physical. And that people should work, because it is one of God's blessings to us. And this is the way we will be blessed. This is the way the kingdom of God will be established. And this is the way our nations will rise. Well, that's it from me today. If you look at the book that book is talking about what miracles will not do for you. And one of those things that miracle will not do is that miracles will not build our nations for us. We've got to roll up the sleeves and do the construction ourselves. So if you want to know more about this subject, get the book. There is another one that is called Only God Can Save Nigeria. What a myth. God will not save Nigeria. We've got to save Nigeria ourselves through our hard work, just like other nations have done. Australia, China, Japan, Europe, England, America. We need to do what we need to do. God has already saved Nigeria. He has already died for Nigeria. Now we must work to make that a reality. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. For the love of God, church and nation. Peace.